Okay, first of all, Minister, thank you so much for being our show. We know that this year marks the 10th anniversary of China CELAC Forum. So first of all, would you share with us how would you evaluate the role of China CELAC Forum for promoting our bilateral relations and the regional development of Caribbean?
The China CELAC Forum is very critical, especially in the current environment, because we are part of the Global South, and it is important that we focus on issues which are common to all of the countries of the Global South. And that requires collaboration, it requires a recognition that we're living in an interdependent world, and the Caribbean and Latin America have common values with the People's Republic of China. And that is the importance of sovereignty, the importance of international respect and regard for international law, and also a recognition that multilateralism is the best environment to achieve sustainable development.
And I learned that you lead the delegation to attend the 4th Ministerial Conference. What agendas result the conference have impressed you?
Well, the ministerial meeting, which was held on Monday, was so well conducted by Foreign Minister Wang Li. He maintained a harmonious environment where each of the delegates were able to make a substantive contribution to the issue of a shared future and a shared development. We also were able to formulate the agenda for the declaration, which was issued at the end, and it became clear that we have a common agenda, and that is to maximize the partnership amongst the countries to improve the quality of life of our respective citizens, to promote a global agenda of peace, and to advocate for equitable multilateralism.
In his keynote speech at the conference, President Xi proposed that China is willing to join hands with CELAC countries to launch the 5 major projects and build a China CELAC community with a shared future. How do you think about this proposal, and how Bahamas responds to this proposal?
President Xi's presentation was based on one fundamental principle, and that principle is that we in the Global South, we have a shared future, and that development must be shared because we're living in an interdependent world, and there has to be respect for all countries. The importance of respecting the sovereignty of each other, small, middle, and big, and also that multilateralism is the key. With respect to the 5 action areas, all of them are relevant to our development agenda. Certainly the one that has the most resonance is the people-to-people relationship, because we have in our countries, the majority of our population comprise young people. And we have to maximize the opportunity for our young people to learn, interact, share experiences across our national borders, so that we understand the shared nature of development and the importance of collaboration, and most critically, the importance of respect. So the people relationship in terms of entrepreneurship, in terms of cultural exchanges, and also in the area of this revolution we are in. We are living in a time of a technological revolution, and we cannot afford for our people in any part of the Global South to be on the other side of the digital divide.
And Ambassador, she just shows me that you and her just visit Hainan, and we know that Bahamas is a famous island country for very beautiful island and natural resources. And how do you think these measures can facilitate our bilateral tourism development?
In Hainan, you have what I call centers of excellence, right? The Chinese Tropical Agricultural Sciences Institute, the Coconut Research Institute, and for the Bahamas, even though we have 12 million tourists who came to the Bahamas last year, 70%, almost 80% of what we consume and what we feed the tourists is imported. We have committed to food security, and Hainan in terms of its technology, in the food processing, in the very scientific way of planting various crops. We want to have a partnership. We would like that technology to inform what we do in the Bahamas so that we can better feed ourselves, so that we can have Bahamian farmers supplying food to the hotels and feeding the tourists. So this is a perfect match because we can share on as two tourist destinations.
Bahamas is an island country which might be easily influenced by climate change. And green development and tackling climate change has always been core areas of our bilateral cooperations. So in the future, what specific measures do you think we both countries can take to reduce the disaster risk and build up the climate resilience together?
September 1st, 2nd, and 3rd in 2019, those 3 days, Hurricane Dorian, a Category 5 hurricane, hit two of our islands, Abaco and Grand Bahama. We lost thousands of lives. We lost in those 3 days 1/3 of our GDP. So we see when you have that kind of loss, we also have an erosion of the UN Sustainable Development Goals. And we're saying that island nation states, which the United Nations says is the most vulnerable, we contribute the least to global warming and rising sea levels, but we are impacted the most. So the issue of mitigation, we also recognize that we must innovate. Companies and countries can purchase carbon credit. The Bahamas has, in addition to being the most vulnerable, the Bahamas has one of the largest carbon sinks in the world. The expanse of seagrass, the scientists have demonstrated that seagrass is a major carbon sink. So we recognize that we cannot just complain. We also engage in innovating and providing the kind of mechanism. But that requires that we practice.
Thank you so much for sharing.
No, thank you.